Alright guys, I'm sure you guys are eager to go ahead and get started with your first little mod, or those of you waiting on maps, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to wait. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first thing I can think of is, I guess, remaking something interesting. What should we remake? We'll remake a pickaxe. Just a stone pickaxe. It's the same method for any other thing, we're just doing a stone pickaxe for the hell of it though, because it's something I messed with before and it's not gonna surprise me. Which I feel like would be inappropriate in a video. Anyways, so we're gonna go to game. Make sure your things at game. So you're searching for the whole game. Through the whole game. You go to, well, I just type pick. And what you're gonna do is scroll through till you see something that kind of like is related to the stone pickaxe. And so you're gonna scroll through and look for something. I scroll through and I see the stone pick icon. So I'm gonna right click on that and click reference viewer. So the reference viewer is what tells you where that's like. Basically it's all the things it's connected to. So the reference viewer is connected to the stone icon. I don't really need the stone icon, but I do need the Primal item weapon stone pick. You can see I already made a version of it in the Civ mod I'm working on, but we're going to go to Primal item weapon stone pick. Double click on that. So we actually need this. So we're going to find it in the content browser, and we're going to wait for this to load up, because this actually does take a second to load, because it's actually trying to like identify a file and literally a needle in a haystack there. So we're going to go ahead and click that, and we're going to drag it to our mod, which is conveniently closed up. Drag it to our mod, my mod. We're going to go ahead and create a child here. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure how much it affects it for a child versus copying, but I think it's just a safe thing to do, so let's do it. And then you're going to go to, you're going to want the weapon. Here's the weapon version of it. So we're going to find that content browser, click on it, drag it to our mod. Once again, you probably want to wait a second because it takes a second for this to load, and then it won't drag and it'll be weird. Anyways, just give it a second and drag it to my mod. And you can click create child here. Did it do it? Yeah, it did. Okay, so then you're going to have two things with like the little stars on them, which means they haven't been edited or saved. Let's go ahead and make a new folder to put these in. We'll call it stone pick. Then we're going to drag this here. Just move it because it's already in the mod. Drag this here. Move it. And the last thing we're going to use the Ingram to reference it. We'll go to stone pick. Score my mod, and then it's going to do all that process each time. Same thing here, except we're going to erase child. We don't really need the word child. We're just going to call it my mod. Same thing here, erase child, call it my mod. Okay, so now that we've done this, each of these is currently referencing the old stone pick. So this is connected to the old stone pick's version of this rather than your mod's version. So we're going to go into the primal item weapon stone pick, not the one with the picture, and we're going to find where it connects. Trying to teach you guys a little bit of how it connects as well at the same time. So we're going to scroll all the way down to you see weapon stone pick. But wait a second. Wait, did I grab the wrong one? I grabbed weapon stone hatchet. Okay, well, just for the reason of this mod, not really going to make a difference, but I'll go ahead and fix that. That might throw some people off. I'm sorry about this, guys. Let's see. Alright. Oh, gosh. Reference viewer, stone pick. Stone pick. Okay. Find in content browser. See, yeah, I grabbed the stone hatchet instead. That was my bad, guys. I somehow managed to do something weird. Here we go. We're going to go ahead and really get rid of the stone hatchet one. We do not need that. Rename it my mod. Sorry about that, guys. No, it took you an extra 30 seconds there. Alright, now that I have that, I can go ahead and reference it. Because this is a stone pick we're referencing to. So we're going to scroll down all the way to where it says weapon stone pick. Okay, so we have the weapon stone pick here too. So we can click on this and we can just click that, and it'll automatically know you're referencing to this, because you click on this and it says use selected asset from content browser. This is your content browser. This is your asset, and then you just click on it and then it automatically knows. Or you can use this drop down menu and look through tons of stuff to find it, which is a little bit more of a pain in my opinion, but obviously still doable. So we're going to go ahead and compile that and save it. And then we're going to go ahead and, you know what, just for the heck of it, let's call it something different so we know it's referencing the right one. We'll call it stone that. We'll call it that because I don't know what else to put. So we'll call it that. Alright, so now that we've gotten that, we can go ahead and click play. Wait a second, no we can't, sorry. We're going to go ahead and reference it in this as well. So we're going to go weapon stone pick. Look through all of them, go to my mod. Or we can just reference it right here, weapon stone pick, and we can do the same thing by clicking there. And then we can go ahead and click file, save. We'll compile, save. And then finally, the final step is referencing it in your folder. So now we have it all linked to each other. We don't have it linked to the main mod though. So we're going to go to Primal Game Data BP. Additional Ingram Blueprint classes. This will make it so so mods are stackable, basically, so that when you add a mod, someone else can have their mod too. Because if you add it to this Ingram Blueprint classes, you can actually do it. But just search my mod and click it. You can actually just add it, go ahead and add it to this whole list, but that means other people can't add theirs too, and your mod will be basically changing the core game. But if you do additional Ingram Blueprint classes, it won't be changing the core game. And people can have more than one mod. So depending on what you want, you can do it either way. But the additional is kind of easier. So now that we're in the game, we can go to View Ingrams, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you can see right here, the stone Sastelfjafdis is right here. So that's actually, we actually made the right thing. And you can see, now we can see our Ingram right here. So you can tell that it actually worked, everything's the same. But say, maybe we don't want it to have the exact same weapon damage, or we don't want it to have the exact same everything. So we're going to go ahead and mess around with the other files. So we're going to go back to it, and we're going to go to the weapon part of it, because the weapon part is what controls damage and etc. And we're going to scroll through until we see something that talks about that. This is equip time, how long it takes to pull it out basically. You can make that smaller or larger. Let's scroll down to something more interesting. And I don't know exactly where all of this stuff is myself. It takes me a couple seconds to find it usually. This is how much stamina it consumes. So every time you swing it'll be 1.5 stamina. So you can adjust that if you want it to be less. You can adjust it if you want it to be more. Obviously you can either drag it or you can actually click and type an actual number. This gives you 0 hypothermia insulation or hyperthermia insulation, which basically means the torch will have it where when you're holding it, it'll give you heat resistance. I mean cold resistance. So you can do the same thing if maybe you wanted to have a fan you could hold, and it would cool you off, or some sort of like ice pick that would do the same thing. It would cool you off. You could do that as well. Harvest damage type. Don't worry about that. This is the harvest usable components radius. That means basically how far away you can hit things and break them. Not people or dinosaurs, but things like rocks or trees. So that's just a multiplier. It only does 1 times the damage, which means it has the right amount of damage. These are just the meshes. We got physics. I'm sorry about my voice again, guys. I'm still a little under the weather. I'll be getting better soon, though. Alright, this is the melee damage amount. It's 16. It's right here. The swing radius, which is how far away you can hit somebody from, is 24. So say if you wanted to make a large pickaxe, you could make it like that long. That'd be ridiculous length to hit somebody from, but 24 is pretty close. 16 is the amount of damage. This is how much time between melees, basically. Like you can melee once every 0.15 seconds. It takes away that much durability from it every time you hit something. And that's pretty much it as far as this. Yeah, you're not going to need clip size and stuff like that for a pickaxe. I'll get in that in a later video on guns. But that's pretty much it for the melee version. I mean, for that kind of stuff about it. Words. And then right here, let's see. I know there's some interesting stuff in here too, like the durability and etc. I'm sorry about that. And let's see here. Okay, crafting requirements. That's another big important thing, right? So here we got a list of crafting requirements. We can resource item type. You can choose all these different resource types. So like every single resource type in the game is going to be listed right here. You can obviously just type whatever you want. So say you want wood, just type wood, and you can find the wood right here. But you can, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in each type, so you can make it, and that's how much it'll use. So it'll take 1 stone, 1 wood, 10 thatch. I hope that's kind of obvious, because if it's not, that's not obvious, then you might have a little more trouble later on in this tutorial. Then you can have the item stat infos. The item stat infos is pretty boring. You don't really do much with it unless you're really getting specific. Like this obviously isn't going to give you armor. The durability, I believe, should stay the same. I'm not sure which value you're going to edit in here. If I do find out, I'll definitely make an additional video telling you later on. But I don't think that's where it's supposed to be. The weight of it, even the weight, that doesn't, none of these seem right, because the weight of a pickaxe in game is 2. So this is when you're wearing stuff, I think. That's item stat info is when you wear stuff. Sorry about that. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it. The last thing you're going to want to see is for the crafting resources, there is also where you're going to make it. So there's the crafting resource requirements and then where you make it. And where you define where you make it is structured build, give item when used. It's the, okay, yes, it's right here. It requires this. So you can only make it in, say, a campfire. Or you can only make it in, say, a raptor. That'd be kind of weird. I don't know if you want to be able to make only certain things in raptors. But anyways, that kind of defines where you make it. So you can obviously put smithy. Or they call it anvil in here? Yeah, anvil bench. That's what they call it. They don't call it smithy. They call it anvil bench. And that's where you define that. But obviously a stone pickaxe, you're going to want to make it not defined in there. And I'm just kind of doing a generic overview because I know you're not going to want to change all this stuff for a stone pickaxe. But this stuff will be helpful for when you're trying to find out other stuff later on. Because I'm not going to do every specific thing. I'll do a gun, I'll do a few other different things. But I'm not doing 7 different kinds of swords. Alright, and you're going to have right here, you're going to have weapons. This is where it's like the folder path, so you're going to go to weapons, primitive, and melee. That's where it's going to be when if you actually put your things into your items into folders. Let me see if there's anything else interesting. Honestly, you could probably just quit the video at this point. Just make sure you compile and save everything when you're done. And your pickaxe should be ready to go. Oops. Should be ready to go. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching for this video. If I find anything else, I'll definitely get back, update this video, or just completely upload a new one if I'm not satisfied with it. But anyways, thanks for watching guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about these videos. Let me know if I'm not covering something, if I'm going too fast, if I'm going too slow, if my voice sounds stupid. I don't care. Just tell me what you think. And if you think I did a good job, be sure to give me a like. Thanks for watching once again guys, and I'll see you guys next time.